for me. Run through the land, you run through my soul. Bring me wisdom and peace. Run through all ages and all of life's stages. You bring me around to find my release.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to my guest today. We have Carol Lewis and Nancy Whalen with us. They're the co-founders of the Healing Heart Hospitality House in Worcester. They've been with us before, and we have watched the progress through the years that they both have been through to get this over there. Welcome, girls.
Well, thank you for having us.
Was it last year that you finally got the Healing House?
Yes, it actually opened the January 1st, but we really started renting in October, and it took us some time to get everything in and completed it, so then we opened up.
And we could come for an open house. I remember we went.
Yes.
I went, and Paul and I went over there, and what a shindig. You walked right into the basement area, the level, and you had, where you could put your gifts and where you could have your snacks, and they show you around the house. It's got 2 main bedrooms and an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have a loved one staying at UMass, or I suppose any Worcester hospital, if you want to, go over there, or if you, whatever, you can stay at the Healing Heart Hospitality House. What's the street number it's on?
It's 85 Lake Avenue North.
Okay, so if you go down that way and UMass is up on your left, keep going and you're going to see it right on the left. Is there a big sign out there now?
Yeah, it's right on the bottom of North Street.
It's on the bottom.
And the house faces the lake. It's right as you pass UMass, right beside UMass.
So now you've
There is
had,
a sign there now.
how many people have you had in there now since it began?
Oh, I would say we've had like 20.
20. And Carol, you told me you have an intern
Yes.
who's from out of state, and he's there, and then somebody who's going to have the apartment, or is that the intern?
Yeah. Well, we have a resident in our apartment now,
Okay.
which is nice for her. She has no car, and she can walk to work. It's not far, so that's in our apartment. But we have somebody staying in one of our bedrooms who works at UMass.
That is fantastic. I mean, really, it's just a walk up, and then there'll be a patient coming with his wife,
Yes.
and he's going to be having treatments at UMass, and it's great because they're right around the corner.
Right.
Tell us more now. When this began, who had the germ of this idea?
It was Nancy.
Nancy. Okay, tell me about what happened, Nancy. How'd you get this?
Well, I was a financial counselor at the hospital at the time, and I just saw people, I had to interview them on their exit when they were leaving the hospital. And many of the people had traveled from long distances, even out of state, because the helicopter would bring their loved one in, and they would just come, with unprepared.
Right.
And so then they had to find a place to stay, and they had to find a place to eat and shower and do laundry, and sometimes it's too far for them to go home.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody in the ICU unit, you don't want to leave them.
It could be extremely expensive at a hotel.
Yes.
Forget it.
Well, we've recently had a family, and this is his second surgery, and he was staying. He was in ICU at the hospital. His wife was there, his mother was there, and his brother was there, and they only expected to be there 1 week.
Yeah.
He ended up having complications. They were at the Beechwood for 3 weeks, which is very expensive, and he needs to come back for post-op. So they walked down to see the house, and he needs a 3rd surgery, so they're planning on staying with us. And they're from New York.
From New York. Yeah, people come from all over the lot. If you're at the UMass parking garage,
Exactly.
if you're walking out, you're looking at Colorado, all people come from all over the place.
Right.
And to have this, so you started, when did you originate the thought? Do you remember the year it was?
Well, I remember so much because when I was discharging a lady, and her son had lost his leg when he was in college. And she came from Springfield, and she was trying to support her son, and she also had a disabled child.
Yeah.
And she had to bring this child with him all the way back and forth to Springfield. And I was pregnant with my son, and he's 36 now.
Yep.
And I kept thinking to myself, if she only had a place to stay.
Yeah.
She was a single parent trying to support her son, and I worked to get her disability for her son. He was in a motorcycle accident, and she brought me a bottle of champagne and a baby gift. And she was so happy
She was thankful.
that, you know, I had worked with her, but I thought to myself,
There's got to be a place.
I wish there was
Yeah.
something that I could have done to help her.
How many years ago was this, Nancy?
36 years ago.
36 years ago. And when was the year, I remember meeting Carol, when was the year you first guys got together and said, let's start thinking about this? Do you remember?
It was it
About 12 years ago.
12 years ago. And I know I met Carol Lewis. Her husband was a wonderful photographer. And Nancy. She and I were both on the PFAC committee at UMass. And I heard about the Healing Heart Hospitality House. I believe it was wasn't it through you, Carol, or was it from Nancy? I don't know.
Maybe it was because, we were with, my husband and your husband.
Yeah.
We're
You're both knew each other.
photographers together.
I think you both were on the show when we were in our temporary headquarters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that we've
6
been
years
following
ago.
this through the years. And when I heard that, who contacted me last year and said, I got the message that it was already, it had happened.
Yeah, we sent out letters to all
Yeah.
our supporters, and you were one of our supporters, and so to say that it's finally here, we've gotten in place.
Now, you've had a fundraiser through the Patient and Family Advisory Council. They were
Yes.
able to raise $700.
Yes.
Right? Tell me about other fundraisers coming up.
Well, now we're going to have a yard sale on September 28th.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, September 28th. It's going to be huge because we have a lot of nice donations of things that people have cleared out their attics and basements and things for us to sell and have this fundraiser. And we're also going to have a fundraiser at Pub 99 on October 3rd. It's a Thursday. And if you'd like to eat out, if you come and eat there and say that you're coming to support us, we can get a percentage of the sales that
Where is
day.
Pub 99?
It's going to be on Route 20, southwest part of
Is it a restaurant? Or
Yes.
Okay. And it's on what date?
October 3rd.
October 3rd at Pub 99.
from 5 to 9.
And it's a yard sale.
No, this is for dining for a cause.
Oh, dining for a cause. Okay, all right, okay, got that. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then you've got something after that coming up, right?
Well, before that is the yard sale.
Yeah.
On September 28th. And on October 3rd is the dining for the cause.
Now, the yard sale on September 28th is going to be right at the Healing Heart Hospitality.
Right.
Right up probably on your front lawn?
Yes.
What if it's raining, guys? What are you going to do?
Rain or shine, we have a garage,
Yeah.
so it'll be a garage sale.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So how many people are helping you get things together for that? You can't do
We
it
have
alone.
about 8 people that are friends that are going to be there helping us sell.
Some members of our board.
What are the hours for this now?
8 to 4.
All right, we'll get that check. 8 to 4. Now, again, tell the viewers what the address is for your Healing Heart Hospitality House.
Healing Heart Hospitality House is at 85 Lake Avenue North in Worcester, Mass.
Not far at all from UMass. You go over the bridge.
A stone throw.
Yeah, and you take that right. Instead of going straight up Route 9, Belmont Street, just take that right as if you were going to go to UMass itself. And it's right down there on the left.
Right.
We
It's on
know.
the same side as UMass.
Yeah, exactly. I think, let me ask you a question. You know the Shrewsbury Bridge there?
Yeah.
When they first finished it and they had those designs, did you have any idea what those were supposed to be? For a while, it took me, I don't know.
It was interesting to watch it build it. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful with all the different colored lights now.
They're ships, right? There's like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a swan or a violin or
Yeah.
something. I wasn't sure what it
Yeah.
was.
It's
So,
good.
since you opened, you've had how many people stay at the Healing Heart Hospitality House?
Well, I would estimate 20 right now. We've had people from Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, Fitchburg. Actually, our first guest was her husband was struck by a car. He was a pedestrian. And I think he was life-flighted to UMass
Yeah.
and ended up in ICU, and she found our rec card, and she she didn't drive, she didn't have a place to stay.
And that was it, she
And
found
that's-
you.
she's
We're
still with
talking
us.
with Carol Lewis and Nancy Whalen, and they are the co-founders of the Healing Heart Hospitality House in Worcester. Long time in coming, you finally were able to get a house. This is great. If you can't afford a hotel, and you've got a loved one up there, this is a blessing. It really is. What do people have to do if they're watching right now? How would they connect with you if they're thinking about staying?
Well, they can go on our website,
What's the
which
website?
is healinghearthouse.org,
HealingHeartHouse.org. Yeah.
or call us. We're at 508-796-5156. Or they can speak to a social worker or a caseworker at the hospital. They're aware of us. There are referral forms that they can help them complete, and we'll make a reservation for them.
I know at first you were wondering how we were going to get the word out more.
Right.
That took about how long to finally people to start catching on over
Well,
there?
we're still, UMass is so large. We
Yeah.
sent out announcement letters to all the department heads, but many of the people that schedule the surgeries for people coming in from out of state or by helicopter, some are still not aware of us.
Yeah.
So we're still working to spread the information out to the community.
Do you
and
have
the people at the
flyers
hospital.
over there at UMass?
Yes, we do.
That's great. And they brought flyers too. Carol, can you hold that up? Look at the bulletin boards at the
This is the
Upton
flyer
Library.
for the
Yard sale.
yard sale
Yeah.
and the other fundraiser that we're having at Pub 99.
Are we the only Healing Heart Hospitality House in Massachusetts? Is this it?
Not in Massachusetts. There are about 9 to 15 in Boston area, and there are none at the present time except Sherry's House, which is for
Yeah.
children with cancer
I've been up
in
there.
Worcester area.
That's up on, is it Pleasant Street?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember going there one time. That's a beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is
Beautiful.
very beautiful.
This house, the Healing Heart Hospitality House, is adorable. It's a ranch, basically, right?
Yes.
And downstairs, there's an apartment. You can rent that if you need to stay for a while. And then upstairs are the 2 bedrooms, right? And then you have a kitchenette for the guests, a kitchenette.
Yes.
And also, you try to help them with, I know we brought some toiletries, things like that people
Yes.
don't think or have time to bring.
Yeah, donations for people that, they don't have to carry everything with them, and they can have a little respite when they come.
What could you use? What could people bring over to you?
Well, we're open for anything that, paper supplies, laundry detergent, and, cleaning supplies.
So you have a washer and dryer there, right?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. So they don't have to go carting it out to a laundromat.
People have
No.
also donated food items such as soups and macaroni and cheese, cereals, so that they could have something that before they could just come in and have something quick and then go shopping if they're going to be there for a while. But we do have some staples for them.
Have you notified all the area churches about this?
Yes, we're working
We're
on
in-
that. We
we're
have
in
Good. All because there's so many people who come from all over the lot at UMass.
And they have a sick list.
Yeah, you've got all these churches. It could be from Marlborough to Southbridge and all, and also doctor's offices, primary care. What are the
And also the
insurance?
colleges.
Oh, the
too.
colleges.
Yes.
Now, do they get the word out well too? The colleges?
Well, we're in the process of sending them a notification that we are available, for
Yeah.
the students that become sick, and more than likely they're from out of state,
Yep.
and their parents would have to come in from out of state, so they could have a place that could stay at a reasonable rate of $60 a night.
60 a night.
Yeah.
Now, compared to a hotel, what's this? What are we looking at
Well,
here?
it's
100?
more than half.
120.
That's a big difference between $60 a night and $120 a night. Families have got enough on their mind. And it's nice for the patient, too, who's like the husband and wife. You've got the spouse staying there in a nice, safe place while the loved one is over at the hospital getting needs done what they need to do. And you can walk right over there from where you are.
That's very nice. There's some people who come back and take a nap, take a shower, have something to eat. We have a full kitchen,
Yeah.
and and then they would go back and spend the rest of the night with their patient.
If somebody's coming in and they're new and they're going to be staying there, do one or both of you go over to introduce yourselves and say hello?
Yes.
Well, absolutely. We register them and bring them in.
You're going to see people in all kinds of emotions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine being out of state and like, oh my God, you know, they don't want to spend all that, they can't spend all that. A lot of people could be on Mass Health or whatever, they can't spend all that kind of money.
We had one lady who came from Florida to be with her son, and she had 8 children.
Yeah.
So she came and she visited her son until he was out of ICU, and then she had to go back to Florida because she had another child in the hospital in Florida. So, you know, it can be very stressful time for people.
Yeah, it definitely, I've seen, now, the ICU, there's one at the Memorial campus,
Yes.
I've been there, and then there's one at UMass, the main campus. So if they have someone over in Memorial, that's okay too, right?
Exactly.
Or St. Vincent's. And
Okay. St. Vincent.
Medical center.
That's good.
Right.
If somebody calls and they're concerned about, even if they couldn't pay $60, is there a way you can work out a plan with them?
We do have a sliding scale.
You do.
We do.
They have a sliding scale. Now there's a relief. Like I said, a lot of people are on Mass Health. They don't have the spare cash. So you could use some canned goods, right? Some canned food, toiletry articles. Think about it. I mean, does anybody ever come with a baby, do you think?
Possibly.
An infant? Diapers, right?
Right.
Diapers, and you name it. It's shampoos, that type of thing.
Also donations. These donations can help us with the sliding scale so that somebody could, we could afford to keep people there.
Very important. Yeah, definitely. The more you can donate, the more it helps them to be able to use a sliding scale for those people coming in who just don't have the cash, no matter how reasonable it is. I can just imagine trying to, you're there, you land, maybe you're on your way to Cape Cod from New Jersey, and your loved one gets sick, you end up at UMass, you're like, I don't know my way around. Where are we going to stay? And so how does the hospitals there refer people to you? How do they know?
Through the social workers.
Okay.
We've had social workers come to the house.
Okay.
And the caseworkers, we've met with the caseworkers. And we had the annual dinner through the Patient Family Advisory Council. And we work with the Patient Experience Department. So they're working with us to get the knowledge out to the employees that we are located right beside the hospital for patients' families that are looking for us.
If this happens, do the staff, are they able to hand out your card to people?
Yes, we have cards all over the hospital.
They're there, so people know it's there, it's available.
Right.
'Cause I don't know if I would know what to look for, but the flyers, the more flyers, I've always been a big one for flyers and posters. In your face.
We very recently got little magnets that we can give them, they can put on their desk so they can have our information, readily available to
I had
them.
one on our refrigerator.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I had it before. I think you even got the house established. Before we forget, how did you finally get a house to help people? How did this happen?
Well, we got a friend who actually owns the house and we rent from her. And so we sublet, from her. And she was able to tell us when it was vacant so that we could use the property.
That just came out of the blue?
It was like a miracle opening up, happening for us.
Oh, I got the joke. Who called who? Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, who did you
Yeah.
call? Who called who about the news?
Carol called me, and I was just about to say to Carol, I can't do this anymore because somebody had called me from the hospital. They were looking for a place to stay, and we had set up arrangements with the area hotels to give a discount, and we would place them in the hotels. But each time I called, the manager that was there was no longer there. They kept changing managers, and we would have to start all over with the agreements, and it wasn't something that was helpful to the patients' families.
Now, they also have in this Healing Heart House, hospitality house, they have an adorable living room. And everybody can go in and sit, maybe talk to the couple other people who are there. It's not overwhelming at all. I mean, there's 2 bedrooms and there's an apartment downstairs and then the kitchenette. The living room, Carol was sitting in the living room when we went to visit. I think you were in a rocking chair or an easy chair?
Maybe.
There's a fireplace?
Yes, there
Do
is
you
a
use it?
fireplace. No, we don't use the fireplace. We wanted to, be careful.
Yeah, definitely. How about parking? Pretty good?
Well, yeah, we have 2 driveways,
Yeah.
and a garage too. So there's plenty of parking.
So your anniversary is this upcoming January,
Yes.
January 1st,
Exactly.
2020.
I would say,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, what a surprise you guys got. I remember when you first started out, I thought, boy, and I met with them. I
From
said,
nothing to something, yeah.
oh my God. Now, any future things that you want to get out that you want to do for the house that you could use some help on? Besides donations?
If everybody wants to hold a fundraiser for
Yeah, I
us,
was just going to
we
say.
would love it.
Definitely. And it's for, let me tell you, this is for a great cause because, can you imagine the
Yeah.
fundraisers? What kind of fundraisers would you like to have? Are you open to anything?
We are very open.
Yeah.
And through the years we have had several fundraisers. We had a 60s music dance once.
For the
you know.
house to raise?
Yeah.
Where was that held?
It
That
was
was-
right on Lake Ave, the SAC Park. It's no longer there, but we had a 50s dance there. We had a fundraiser at Clark University, and we had the musicians, the students, medical students, they have an orchestra, and they played for us, and we had raffles, and that was very successful. And
Well, let me know.
We had a supper at Carol's Church.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was very
I know
good.
Carol's Church very
Yeah.
well. I've been there, right over in
Pleasant Street.
Whitensville.
Yeah.
Are they helpful too at the church?
Oh, Pleasant Street Christian Reform has donated to us and has been very helpful. And my friends from there, both Nancy and my friends, have been very helpful in helping us.
Yeah. And the Patient Family Advisory Council at UMass, I was on that for 5 years, and Nancy has been on it now for 5 years. And they helped you. How did they help you?
They just had their annual supper, and they started a GoFundMe page, and they also sold raffle tickets
Yep.
for baskets during the supper, and they were all contributed. And over the years, they've heard me talk about Healing Heart Hospitality House, and they've all been so very supportive, and I can't thank them enough.
Do you two ever, I don't think you have the time, but do you ever get out to give speeches, presentations on how you brought it together to inspire, let's say we have Milford Hospital right up the street, to inspire other hospitals to do this?
We've spoken at some of the area churches and gave a talk of what we were about and how we were going to open up the hospitality house. And so a lot of our friends know about us.
That is great. Have you been on any other television stations?
Um,
That'd be
a
great.
long time
We
ago.
Okay, well, don't forget, when you get your YouTube link,
All
once you're on here, you're all over the world, so
Okay.
use that anywhere you want to. And you can
Thank
take it to any other TV stations that you want as well. So again, we've been talking with Carol Lewis and Nancy Whalen. They're the co-founders of the Healing Heart Hospitality House in Worcester. It was a long time coming, but these two troopers hung in there. I've been like on the sidelines watching this through the years. And finally, they got the house to do it. And it's an adorable little ranch right near UMass. But you can go to St. Bees, any hospital you want. And I think this is a great idea. We've got how many in Boston now, like this type of thing?
About 15 houses.
15.
Yes.
Okay. We could sure use some out this way.
As a matter of fact, somebody was going from New York to Boston for a consult,
Yeah.
and all the houses were full.
Yeah.
So the Cancer Society referred her to us.
And she stayed with you?
Yes.
How did she get to Boston? Did she have to go by
She
a...
drove.
Yeah,
Was she from out of state?
from New York.
See how it works? This is fantastic. Now, before we end, one more time, how can people get in touch with you? Best ways.
They can look at our website, healinghearthouse.org, or give us a phone call at 508-796-5156, or email us at info@healinghearthouse.org.
Now, Paul, can you zoom in on this? They brought a beautiful poster with them. Did you have this with you last time?
No,
week? Okay.
I didn't.
Who put it together? You both did?
Well, Simply Designed was our
okay.
printers.
This is going to show you the house itself up on the top. And then the kitchen. That's outside the kitchen with those two little chairs, is
Yes.
it? Okay. And then there's one of the bedrooms, another bedroom. There's a double bed in one of the bedrooms and two singles in the other.
Right.
And that's the outside.
And
what's-
way over is the kitchen.
There's the
area.
kitchen. And this is like the little dining area.
And then we have a nice backyard.
Yeah.
In
Get the-
summertime, you can sit down at the bottom on the right.
Yeah, down at the bottom, you can go out back and you could just, relax out back there. So anybody
There's
who's
a tree with a
interested,
swing.
you got a swing?
Yes.
Oh, for the
you
little
got a
kid.
swing.
Oh, even for the big kids.
Yeah.
So if anybody is interested in this, you have a relative or a friend that's going to be out this way, and you can't, somebody's coming in, they can't afford to stay in a hotel, a loved one or whatever. They can be near their friend or loved one. Get in touch with Carol and Nancy, and they can help you out. What if you're full? What if the bedrooms are full? What then?
Well, we'll have a waiting list.
Well, do you have one now?
No, we
Haven't had
didn't.
one yet.
No.
Oh,
not yet.
that's
But
good.
we do take reservations. We've taken reservations into October.
They take reservations. Okay,
Yes, we do.
that's good. Is the best way to get to you an email, or best way is by phone? What do you think?
Either way, we'll
Yeah.
answer.
Either way, these two ladies are charming, and what they have done is absolutely amazing. The trooper, I remember when it first was started, and I thought, my God, they got. It's almost like we thought you'd never get a house. It's not that easy.
We thought so too.
What a miracle.
It was.
Miracle.
You guys
Answered
tried.
prayers.
Thank you both for being on. We're going to have them back again. We're going to hear as this progresses more. The Healing
well,
Heart
thank you.
Hospitality House in Worcester. Can't afford a hotel. Here you go. And they have a sliding scale, and it's even more affordable. Thank you, girls, very
Thank
much.
you for having
Okay,
us.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. I'll be my guest.
Okay.